Hi everyone, this is me, Racing Wolf, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today guys, I'm visiting Oulton Park and here happening TunerFest. This is an event where we have different type of cars, different categories, different classes. We have TimeAttack, we have drift series, we have rally cars here, we have tuned modified cars. So guys, here we have lots and lots of interesting things happening. So let me guys go around and let me chat to the drivers, chat to the organizers, chat to everyone, because I'm first time at TunerFest and I want to find out as much as possible information as usually. So guys, look, just on the right of me there is a drift circuit. Just on the left over there we have a huge paddock with a different type of cars. We're gonna go there and we're gonna film it. Okay guys, so it's a lot of interesting things to chat about, so as usual let's go and let's find out about it. Right guys, we're inside of the paddock and right now I am inside of the paddock where we have a drift cars, and let me go to someone and find out a bit more information about these cars. What's your name, sir?
Scott Cartledge.
Scott, can you tell us a little bit about your vehicle? This is a drift vehicle, yes?
Yeah, it is, yeah. It's got a Lexus 4.3 litre V8 turbo engine in it.
It's a Lexus?
Yeah, it's a Lexus V8 engine.
I didn't recognize it.
Yeah, it looks a little bit different from a usual one. Samson's gearbox, wide-strap front and rear suspension, GTR rear diff, so it's all pretty much a bit of each car really.
And what is this behind?
That's the radiators in the boot. Obviously it helps with cooling, better weight balance as well, having some weight over the rear end. That's the AccuSum, stores oil pressure for the engine.
And can you tell us a bit more about the engine?
Like I say, the engine's a Lexus 4.3 litre engine. It's obviously forged pistons, steel rods, all the usual things. It's got a Mercedes 12 litre truck turbo on it.
Truck turbo?
Yeah, that's what the turbo's off, yeah. At the minute it's about 700 horsepower.
How many?
700.
And listen, everything what we see here, this is completely rebuilt, everything?
Yeah, there's nothing really that's standard. With the bodywork, all the wheel arches are cut out to allow extra clearance for when the wheel's on steering lock. Mm-hmm. Obviously, otherwise it'd catch, so you need more clearance there. And
can you tell us a bit about the inside? What's happening inside the car?
Inside, obviously, it's got full roll cage, Samson's shifter, hydraulic handbrake, and then literally everything else is stripped out, obviously to save weight.
And how light is this car comparing to the original one?
I've not actually weighed it. I'd imagine it's probably around 1100 kilo, which is
1100.
Yeah.
And used to be?
I'd imagine they're probably around 13. But obviously, there's a lot of weight put back in with the cage.
Can you tell me which one is the best car for the drift?
I prefer these.
This one, yeah?
Yeah.
Because of weight?
Yeah, they're just a lot smaller, so it feels a lot more agile when you're drifting. Yeah, like change the directions faster as well. Yeah.
You can feel when you change the direction.
Yeah.
Got it. Mate, thanks a lot for this information. I'm sorry for my questions, I'm completely new to this.
Yeah, that's alright.
Thanks a lot, mate.
Alright, mate.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. Right guys, so here we go. We've got the information about this Lexus. Actually, when I look at this car first time, I didn't recognize it because I even wasn't thinking that this is a Lexus. But just over there, we have a Nissan, that one. Hiya. My YouTube channel Racing Wolf. My name is Anatoly. Can I chat to you about your car a little bit?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah? Nice one. What's your name?
Martin Cowley.
Martin.
Yeah.
Martin, this is Nissan
Yeah, Nissan S14.
S14.
Yeah.
This is the most popular car for the drifting.
Yeah, it seems that way. So it's winning all with like main series and that and the championships.
Tell me a little bit about your car, because I know that the standard cars doesn't look like.
I know. So it's got a Toyota Super engine. So it's 1.5 JZ. So it's probably a mix between a 2 and a 1 JZ.
1.5 JZ.
Yeah. So it's a 2 litre. So it's 2 JZ bottom end.
Yeah.
And 1 JZ top end. So they all fit together. So.
Can you tell me, because I know that the 1JZ and 2JZ is the most popular engines for the drift cars.
Yeah, well, they're most reliable.
Listen, and I can see that at the back you have a radiator. Why is it at the back?
Just weight distribution really, and it's better cooling. So obviously it's a 6-cylinder in the front, so apart from used to be a 4-cylinder, so it's a bit more weight. So I was trying to get as much weight onto the back end as I can really, just to level it out and balance it out.
So make it leveled up.
Yeah.
What is the weight of the car now?
Not too sure. I think it's just over a ton, probably.
Is it lighter when it used to be?
Yeah, I've cut everything I don't need off it. So literally everything's fiberglass, all flimsy.
Wow!
So yeah,
it's light.
Yeah.
Mate, and what championship you do this year?
I'm in the Pro-Am BDC.
In British?
British
Drift Championship.
Yeah, British Drift Championship. I'm leading at the moment. So.
You're leading?
Yeah.
Guys, I am in front of the champion.
Got 3 more rounds yet, so come
Sorry,
back
next to the champion.
Yeah.
3 more rounds to go.
3 more rounds to go, yeah.
So how are you on the points? Who is next?
Louis Edwards. There's 5 points between it, so it's quite tight.
I film a lot about the truck racing, circuit racing, you know, like go-karts and Ginetta cars, you know. There they need a consistency because they need to be smooth in the corners, go perfect around the corners.
Yeah.
Drifting and consistency. I thought in the drifting you need to be more like.
For me, I love being aggressive and just being on that knife edge. Like anyone can sit on a track and just go around easy enough, but it's not entertaining. We're there to put a show on the end of the day. So if we can be aggressive and exciting to watch, then that's obviously a lot better to watch. Obviously, being more aggressive and that, you're on that knife edge a lot bit. So yeah, you're gonna make mistakes. It's gonna happen.
And can you tell me, as for the completely new person in the drifting, what is the rules? Like, what is the point of the championship?
We go out in pairs. You battle through pairs until you get to the final pair.
Yeah.
Obviously, they'll win that. First person will lead, and the second person will chase. He's got to try and get as close as he can to him without touching him.
But you can't.
A light rub is okay. But if you knock him and the car in front wobbles, then it's deemed as your fault.
And what about if the car in front had a slight over brake himself and you touch him because
it's all judged, so the judges will tell you. It's all on point. So if the judges see you brake check him, it's called, they'll knock points off you, and the person with most points at the end goes through to the next round.
Alright. So the leader, he has to lose you.
The leader's got a line to set from the judges in the morning.
Yeah.
And the leader will do that perfect qualifying line.
Yeah.
So we've got to sort of mimic him basically. So you have clipping zones on the track as well.
And you have touched all that clipping zones.
Yeah. Every time you get a clipping zone, you get more points. But
there is a difference if you touch it with the front or with the back?
Well, some clipping zones are rear clipping zones. Some clipping zones are like touch and go. So you got to touch your front and back onto it.
Wow.
So,
wow.
Yeah.
Right, guys, from the drift cars we moved into the TimeAttack. All these vehicles, they do TimeAttack. What is it, guys? I completely new to it, so let's go and let's find out together. Just here we have a Mazda MX-5 and oh, hiya. Hello, sir. Remind me your name.
It's Mark.
Mark.
Yeah.
Guys, this is Mark. He's actually the owner of this Mazda MX-5.
Yeah.
Mark, can you tell me a little bit about what is the TimeAttack?
TimeAttack. Well, it's all about time. So it's not racing. It's basically the fastest man wins. So we're all split into classes, and you're basically against the clock. So you put in hot laps and see how it goes.
All right. And is it happening only today, or
It's only today.
Only today?
Yeah.
And where usually this Mazda MX-5 takes a part? In which racing?
In TimeAttack.
Only in TimeAttack?
Yeah. But there's about nine meetings a year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they're all over the place. We've got Donington and
So
Rockingham last year and places like
we
that.
can say that each circuit have something like this festival.
Yeah.
Can I ask you, what is your past in racing?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's a long past. It's just messing
Just a
around
little
in
bit.
cars since I was about 15 or something.
15
Yeah,
years?
yeah. Playing with the Land Rover when I was a little kid.
Off-road?
Yeah, off-roading,
Wow.
playing with things like that. And then
Maybe we're going to film it one day.
Yeah. And then did a bit of rallying, and then decided that was too expensive. So went into circuit
What
racing.
type of rallying was it?
Just cheap stage rallies, but you know.
It's around Britain.
Yeah. But local
Nice.
stuff, normally Wales and things.
Nice.
But
I always. This is where my racing started, when I saw the blue Colin McRae Subaru.
right, yeah, nice car, beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. And a little bit about this Mazda, please.
Okay, well it's a 1.6.
Yeah.
With a turbo, T28 turbo. So it runs normally at nearly 300 horsepower. But today we've got a few problems with overfueling, so it's boost cutting at about 4,500 revs. So I don't know how many horsepower we're running, but it's not up there.
So it's
It's overfueling and then cutting the ECU cuts in and just turns
on a
the
high
fuel
revs?
off. Yeah, it gets about 4,500 revs and it cuts out. So
so it's a bit problem, yeah.
it is problematic, but it's it's not bad. It's doing okay today. It's
And
holding its own.
the car is completely rebuilt, like everything original taking off.
Pretty much. I mean, if you want to have a look around.
Yeah.
It's pretty much stripped out and lightened. So we've got plastic windows, a thin plastic top, plastic back windows, little chairs. Everything's stripped out of it just to try.
You
and
said
make
me
it
that
look
chair is just for this TimeAttack.
It is. It's a bit of a cheat.
Why you need to have two chairs in the TimeAttack?
Basically, I think they need to look like a road-going car, so it needs to have two seats.
Right.
So there are
Because this is roadster, that's why it's a
yeah,
two seats.
yeah. I mean,
Got
there are some people here running go-kart seats for their passenger seats.
Really?
It gets around the rules. Wow. So you've got one FIA approved seat, which is a proper seat.
Yeah.
So and that one I wouldn't want to sit in it. It looks like a seat, but it's,
Yeah, I can see my bum not gonna get it.
no. It's a
Can we speak about the engine a little bit?
So it's a very ugly engine. It's not all shiny like a lot of these cars here today. They're all
It's a
shiny and
natural.
beautiful. Yeah, it's natural. So it's a 1.6 with a turbo on it, a nice big T28 Garrett turbo on the side. But it's home built. It's bits that we've just thrown on it, and we're no expert. We just put it together. And
How long it took you to put everything together?
well, I started it probably 2 years ago now.
2 years ago.
Yeah, I think so.
And I know it's not endless job.
Yeah,
always
there's
upgrade this.
always something to do. We ran it for the full season last year, which was 9 rounds in all. We finished 7 of the rounds. We had a broken diff in one of the round, and then at Snetterton the engine let go as well, so we ended up with a hole through the side of the block, which ruined the engine. But
Right, guys. So just now I'm next to the driver. Sorry, what's your name?
Simon.
Simon.
Yeah.
Simon, we already know about this car.
Yeah.
Lots of information. Can you tell me, you as a driver, what you can say about this car?
So, as a driver, I mean, it's a well-balanced car going forward anyway. The MX-5 has a good sort of 50-50 weight distribution. It's front engine, rear-wheel drive, so it's easy to get the power down. It's good in the corners. You don't really suffer with understeer as you would in a front-wheel drive car as well. I mean, it's got good seating position in it as well. Everything's sort of right where you need it, near the steering wheel, and it's good for visibility and everything like that as well while you're out on track.
And because this is rear-wheel drive, is that the car is not too small for the rear-wheel drive? Don't you have too much oversteer when you're going around the corners?
No, I mean, if you get the right balance, it doesn't. It's not too much of a problem, and the wheelbase isn't too short that it, like a go-kart, where if you turn in too hard, it will let go.
Yeah.
It's just it's the right sort of distance between the wheels to give you that good balance of grip in the corner, because it was designed for A-road driving. In Japan, yeah. So in
Japan.
So when they designed it in Japan, it was designed for A roads and mountain road driving.
Yeah.
And sort of roads to fun on normal roads, twisty roads. That's where it's designed for, basically. So making it more powerful, we get the run down the straights to keep up with the other cars. But also, even if it wasn't turboed, you're not that far behind more powerful cars once you're in sort of the long corners that you can keep the acceleration into.
Like compared to which engines? 2 liters? 1.8?
Yeah, when we were at Cadwell Park running an NA, we were keeping up with Mitsubishi FTO.
Really?
Yeah, so on the straights they would pull away from us.
Yeah.
But in the corners we'd catch up with them.
Because you have a better traction, and you could go.
Because we've got better traction and we
balance.
can balance in the corner. We can still accelerate through long corners, whereas front-wheel drives would have to lift off slightly.
What's your name, sir?
Luke.
Luke.
Luke Clayton. Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
Anatoly, YouTube
Nice to
channel
meet you.
Racing Wolf.
Great to meet you.
Thank you. You too. Listen, first of all, today TimeAttack, yeah?
Yes. Yeah.
And you're driving this amazing Bentley.
Yeah. It's quite a daunting car to drive. It's a little bit of a shame today because we've got some people in the championship that we normally race with who are very close to us time-wise. So it's really, really exciting. So there's just a little bit less competition today, which is a little bit disappointing for various reasons. But it's still a lot of fun. It's really, really good. And
So, you want to tell me that this car is not the fastest?
Well, there are some. There are obviously in the championship there are more capable drivers than me, more experienced drivers than me, this is my first full season. So I've only done like a few one-off events before. So over winter we had like a lot of practice to do, a lot to learn. So I've had to sort of keep my mouth shut, keep my head down, and just listen to what I'm being told, really. So spend a lot of time with pro drivers, getting a lot of tuition, because jumping into a GT car, it's a big thing. It's not a car that you can just sort of jump into and drive fast straight away. So it's a lot to learn, and you've got to be a lot more disciplined to be quick in a GT car. So very disciplined with trail braking and just making sure the car's straightened out enough. There's not too much steering angle on, bringing the power back on again. Because you've got to remember, you've got a lot of power going through the rear wheels. It's a very light car, and also driving a car with quite a lot of aero downforce as well. So it can produce up to around 600 kilos of downforce, aero downforce. So it's a fair bit. We're on a full flat floor. It's been a lot to learn. Been an awful lot to learn. So the car is almost perfect 50-50 weight distribution.
Wow.
So it's incredibly well engineered. And
how they achieved it in a so heavy car?
Well, the car itself is only 1,265 kilos, so it's not a very heavy car. So it's very, very light. So compared to the road car, it's over a ton lighter. So there's a big difference.
Wow. Is that all the carbon fiber?
Yeah, the whole body's carbon fibre. So the it's just the floor pan that's original. It shares it with the Porsche Panamera. It goes in the shell shop for about a month. So they put the cage on, and they do all the work to the shell itself, weld the subframes on, and then once it comes out the shell shop, it's 5 weeks to build the car.
5 weeks.
5 weeks. Yeah. So he's phenomenal. And M Sport are absolutely precise. So everything happened when they said it would happen, and they've been, incredibly professional people.
And can you tell me something about the engine? Is that the Bentley engine, or it's a completely rebuilt?
So it's a 4 litre V8, so it's same engine as the RS6 as far as I'm aware, so same as the RS6 road car. The difference with this is you'll notice on top of the engine, it's got a carbon inlet manifold, so they mount the turbos. Normally in the road car they're on top of the engine, but they're actually quite low down. Turbos are quite heavy, so they want to get the centre of gravity as low as possible. And if you look in the car as well, you'll see that a lot of the electronics and that sort of thing are all mounted as low as possible, so get the centre of gravity really low. And also from my point of view, I sit really low in the car as well, so the window is sort of up to here, so you sit really low and really far back as well.
Kind of F1 seating position.
Yeah, it's like like being sat in a fighter jet. So it's great. It's a real good seating position. Just don't film me getting in and out of the car, because it's not very graceful.
Listen, and the last question: can we compare this car to the one which they use in the British GT?
Yeah, it's almost identical.
A bit more time added.
Right guys, right now I moved into the other paddock, which is the paddock for the drift circuit, and right here they have a drift taxi. Right guys, so I've got my helmet and I'm ready for the drift taxi. Let's get inside and let's have some fun. That's a good one.
I'll share a bit of screen, I'm sorry.
Thanks, mate. What's your name?
Mike.
Sorry?
Mike.
Mike?
Yeah.
Listen, how long are you doing drifting?
Since roughly 2009, so...
Wow. Is that what you're doing now professionally?
I've done 2 years in the British Drift Championship.
Oh, that's a series.
So, yeah, you get a semi-professional level. To get up to the pro level, I need a bit more money.
Mate, thanks a lot. Amazing ride. Thank you. I don't know, guys, if you could see anything or you don't, but it was an amazing lap with a drift driver, drift taxi at Oulton Park. I love it.